I know it's been a little while since we've done just sort of a farm update type video, but we've been a little preoccupied, as you can see behind me. We've had lambs dropping left and right. Basically, we started sectioning off our most pregnant mamas, the ones that were going to be due in the month of October. We went ahead and pulled them out and put them in this lambing pasture. It's there was about, I think there was about 18 in that group that we ended up having, and we're still waiting on about 6 of those to go ahead and finish lambing. It's the 25th, roughly the last week or so of October, and we still got a few left to go that's in that group. We still got a whole nother pasture in the back of sheep that's due to go in the next 2 or 3 months. Basically, they'll be due anytime between 1st of December into January. So we kind of split it up into 2 groups to make it a little easier this time on weaning. But yeah, we've been a little busy. These guys have dropped lambs like crazy. They're thriving. They're running around. These mamas have their hands full, that's for sure. We kind of start watching these girls when they get close to, when we know the due dates, when we know when we had to ram in with them. We start watching, kind of tell who is close and who's about ready based on their rear end. We look at the udder, and if that udder starts to look full and engorged, we go ahead and pull that mama out, put them up here in the lambing pasture. The other thing we look at is around their vulva. If it starts to look kind of loose over top of the tail head, if both sides of where their tail is, it's kind of softening, real loose. In cows, we call that springing. It means they're getting close to lambing. We've got a couple we're watching here today. So like this one here, she's been kind of separating herself off. She's been away from the rest of them. That one there has been. When they start separating themselves, they start kind of making distance between them and the rest of the herd. You know you're close, and animals usually within 24 hours or so of dropping a lamb. See, like here's another example of one. She got a big udder. Her backside's kind of softening. That's her baby walking with her. But this one I'm talking about, and the one beside her, same sort of thing. Kind of floppy around the top end of the tail head. Udder's nice and engorged. These 2 ladies are going to be lambing sometime soon. This sheep right there's one to the right of her, it's got a lamb. That one right there, she's kind of been standing off to herself, making distance all day, kind of laying around. She got a real full udder. I bet she's going to be having a baby probably sometime this evening or tonight. I'm sure most of y'all, if you've got sheep or livestock of any sort, you usually know they're gonna tend to have a baby when it is coming a storm, raining, snowing, the worst weather conditions that you can have. A lot of times they end up having them around a full moon. So that being said, we've got a little front coming through. We're going to be having a little bit of rain and storms come through tonight. So I expect a lot of these that are close to being due to probably drop some babies overnight. So we're back here in the back pasture, and all of these are pregnant, confirmed pregnant, but they're not due until come about December, January. This little group, we kind of let them venture out to this back field a little bit better and clean up some of this grass that's growing back here. Again, we ride through them, lay eyes on them daily, sometimes twice a day. It's hard to tell just about how big they are, because as you can tell, like this one, she doesn't have as big of a belly as, say, that one, or that one, which is rather large, but she is just as pregnant. She was exposed at the same exact time, confirmed bred. The difference being is she may have a single and the other two may have twins. What we really have to go off of is, as far as knowing when they are close and when to pull them out there to the lambing pasture, is that udder development and what that back end looks like, how soft around the tail head they get. As you can tell, nothing really jiggly, nothing really soft going on right now, no udder development. So just as a comparison to that front pasture, if y'all have sheep or goats even too, that's something you can look at to go off of to know if they are really close to having a baby. So as far as why we bring these girls up here to the pasture that's close to the house, close to the barn, we've got a lot of pasture land that is divided by trees and woods. As a lot of you know, when these animals start to kind of separate themselves, when they're close to time to start having a baby, they will find the nastiest terrain, the worst, brushiest stuff to kind of go up in and lay down to have that baby. Turn this camera around here, I'll show you an example. So, for example, this is our pasture back here. All this is nice and open, but they also have access to this brushy stuff. And they will, lo and behold, go down those little trails, go up through the woods, get somewhere, they get stuck under a stump or a little ledge, a little washout in the bluff, and that's where they'll decide to have that baby. And 9 times out of 10, they're having trouble having it, or their baby can't follow them to get back out of the brushy stuff to get back with the rest of the herd, and it's just a lot more work on our part. So we bring them up close to the house, a pasture where there's not a lot of brushy stuff, nowhere for them to get stuck or lost or lose the baby, so we can keep a real close eye on them. That's why we do that. That's why we pull those really heavily bred mamas up close. Leave the other ones that aren't quite as far along into the back pastures and into the more brushy stuff. Let them eat that and graze that a little bit longer into the year. show y'all one other kind of tool that we've just recently started to utilize. It's actually a drone. Works out really great. We can just fly that drone across these pastures, watch these mamas if they're pushing, straining, trying to have babies. You can check the back pasture, make sure there's sheep in the pastures they're supposed to be in. You can even count them. You know, it's super easy to count and make sure all the sheep are there, make sure somebody's not missing. But we have recently gotten it's a DJI 4K mini drone, and it is unbelievable how good that quality on the camera is. So here is the drone itself. It's really quite small. Here's my hand for comparison of the size. Comes with a controller. On the controller, your phone just slides in. There's an antenna here that lifts up. Your phone just slides in right there, and that's what you use for the camera and use for navigation. This thing is really cool. You can fly it around. You can check your pastures. This thing goes something crazy, and don't hold me to it, but I think it's like 6 miles that it can go. So it's got a long travel distance. But we've started using this recently, just more or less to check the sheep, check the pastures, get y'all some cool content. You can see the fields. You can see what fields are starting to get green, and what fields are brown that are starting to be overgrazed. I'm going to start giving y'all some more videos with the drone content as well. But yeah, I like it. It's really cool. If y'all haven't flown a drone before, I'm not that tech savvy. I can fly this thing, so super easy, great beginner drone. I really suggest that DJI 4K Mini. So guys, that's gonna wrap up this video. Just a short little update video, what we've been up to lately here on the farm. All these babies, all these mamas, that's what we've been doing. So if y'all need us for the next 3 or 4 months, that's probably what's gonna be going on. We're kind of overwhelmed right now with all the babies hitting the ground in such a short amount of time, but very glad that everything's going good. I'm gonna try to get y'all some content of these guys lambing if I can. Don't hold me to it. They've been popping these things out like a Pez dispenser. So anyways, I want to say thanks for watching. Please be sure to give us a like and subscribe. And as always, guys, we'll see y'all on the next one.